Hey everybody, part 2. I can't believe that happened to me again. It's unbelievable. Okay, so back in the garden. So I had cardboard over this grass here and it's not working. So anyways, we're meeting on Wednesday. I'm going to have some help digging up the grass, and then we just start putting in the butterfly tropical bee garden here, right? And you can see my moringa tree. This is, and he doesn't look great, but I'm telling you, he's going to come back. And look at the bean that grows. And I have some beans over there, the fruit of that tree. And I'll do an up close. I want to show you this plant. This is a red button ginger. Oh, you've got to see this when it flowers. It's incredible. I have 3 of them down here. So you can see how that's growing little green. So, just leave it. It'll be fine. So I have to look it up today and see how I prepare the bean from the moringa plant. What a crazy looking tree. And there's my other moringa. It's doing so well. Here comes my mango tree. He grows new leaves and drops old ones. So we'll try this again. So these are the eggplant that I pulled out of the flooded beds. And these are all different kinds of eggplants. So I have to come in and thin them out. They're looking fantastic, so healthy. Love my shade, my material, my shade. Yes, of course, these are my limes. Those are my lemons, which are still yellow. Still green. This is a Confederate jasmine. So he's already climbing up already. See that? Confederate jasmine. And my fig tree is getting so many figs. Really looking forward to that. So looks like the storm's kicking up. He's coming back. He's in shock. I brought him from Michigan. He was in the back of the garden. Now I have him over here. Here's my firecracker plants. My blue, what is this called again? Blue is it a pamango? But it's beautiful with the firecracker plant. So you can see. You're probably wondering what this white rock is. Well, it's actually a oyster shell, and they put it in chicken feed. So it's really great for the soil. It's real nutritious. So I have a lot of it, and as soon as I get my plants planted, I will be using that as a ground cover, so to speak. And it's nutritious for the plants, and it looks pretty. So this is going to look amazing in about a month and a half. And then this will be the next phase, is this side of the garden, which is going to be seriously tropical. And of course, I want flowers going all the way down the path to encourage bees and birds. I'll put in another bird feeder here. I've got 2 down there. Not bad. Coming together. Look at that sky. Got a storm coming in. Thank God it's cutting the humidity. Oh, gosh. Listen, I love it because it sounds like the jungle. Isn't it beautiful? Yep. So sorry that was in 2 parts, but sometimes you just can't help. Technology has a mind of its own. So I do need to plant these beds in the next few days and trying to decide what I want over there. I do have my book that tells me what to plant in this zone in August, and it's a lot. It's really a lot. So when you're pulling back on planting up north, that's when everybody's planting down here. So it's kind of backwards. But having said that, I mean, through this heat, look at what's growing. So once I kind of understood what what the problems are with some of the plants like squash, it was just awful. So I'm going to have to try, and grow that in a cooler temperature when I don't have all those bugs. I mean, there was just no way that any of my squash was going to make it. And I've seen other people grow squash down here, and I just don't know what I've done wrong. Maybe I didn't do anything wrong. Maybe I need to plant something next to the squash so that the bugs won't come, attack it or, eat it. I mean, there were so many bugs on my squash. And when stuff like that happens, you go, I'm not a gardener. Why can't I prevent this? But you know what? Sometimes you just can't. And I'm going to be doing a lot of reading on it. Like, what can I do to prevent that? And so, I've learned that I want to have some straw in my soil. I'm using chicken manure now. I'm also using that like oyster shell, which you can buy at Tractor Supply. It's not very much money, and so that helps to keep your soil loose and so that it will drain, because it's a little bit rocky. So I have that in my soil now. So I have chicken manure, I've got some worm castings, and I've got oyster shells. So that's what I've been putting in my beds and in my pots, right? And everything's doing fine. So it's good. Yeah, I'm really pleased. I can't wait until this is all done back here. But I figure that, I have 3 more phases to go, against the house, and then across from the house, the fence, and then this back area. And that's going to be, I bet that will be complete by probably December. So, I don't want to go crazy and hurry up and do it all. I want to think about things because I keep changing my mind about what I want where. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing about gardens, about anything creative, is that, that constant morphing of a vision. Right? And just allowing it just to move and grow and just become something much bigger than you ever thought it could be, right? So another thing I was thinking about is, that pathway that I walked down. I mean, it's kind of useless, like for pulling a wheelbarrow through. I mean, forget it. It's just a pain in the ass. So at some point, will that be gravel? Maybe not. Maybe it'll be, I don't know. It's really hard to pull a wheelbarrow through there. Maybe at some point I don't really need to pull one. Maybe I'll have a stash of my own soil, back here somewhere, maybe, tucked in the corner and have it covered up, or, and then I can just get my soil, in buckets. I don't know yet. I haven't solved that problem yet. And I think that where that path is, I think right smack in the middle there, I think I may put a pond like I had at my place in Michigan. And if you remember that, it was basically a box that was built out of wood and metal, and it was really cool looking. And I had a pond in the middle of my garden, so you don't have to dig a big fat hole. And, we had the pond, not seal, but the pond fabric you know, attached and to the top of it. And then we had this really nice board around it. And, you know, I had a pond in the middle of my garden without having to dig a hole. Well, I think I might do that here too and have that water feature. So that's another element that we can add to the garden. And then I want to put some water features, you know, just fountains that are around the garden so that the birds have somewhere maybe they want to take little baths or so we can just have that sound of running water, right? So yeah, you know, I mean, financially, creatively, you know, just you know the availability of you know coquina. Is it coquina? Coquina. Landscaping, Coquina, landscaping. You know, by the time that we can really come together and get these things done, it's probably going to be finished about the first of the year. So, yeah, I love it down here. Who knew I was a Southern girl? I had no idea. I love it. I love the heat, love the humidity. I love the swimming pool. I love the people. You know, I just love it down here. It took me so long to know that I was, you know, my heart and my soul belongs in the South. Too much. Okay, well, anyways, thanks for listening to my rambling as usual. I hope this inspired you for your garden. Remember, it's one plant at a time. It really is. That's what I'm doing out here is one plant at a time. All right, Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours, may your garden always grow. You know I'm sending you a ton of love. Okay.